Hi, Leo and Leo Rising. Here is your horoscope for November 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. Okay, as we wind down 2025, we have a very tricky month ahead. November is going to be one of those months where we're going to be reflecting, we're going to be pontificating, we're going to be wondering what the hell's going on. And this is because Mercury's going to go retrograde, Jupiter's going to go retrograde, and we have Uranus that's going to backtrack into Taurus for the last time in our lifetime. So between these planets going backwards and the Scorpio energy that is going to be activated until about the 21st, we have this backward feeling that, things are happening, but they're not happening. It's kind of like a slowdown, and I'll explain what that means. Now, while all of that is happening, there is definitely optimism in the air as Mars makes its way through Sagittarius, and then after the 21st of November, the Sun will be in Sagittarius. So there's an underlying sort of everything will work itself out. We'll get through this. We'll have some fun. But at the same time, it's like going back in time to review and revise what's been going on. Okay. So if you're a Leo rising or a sun sign Leo, this reading is for you. This is using basic Western astrology, tropical whole house system. It's a very, very general reading because everyone's birthday and birth chart is different. So we take the chart, we zero out the houses, we make them equal, and then we put the sign that we want to look at on the first house here, cusp, and then we see where the planets align. So this gives us an idea, like a baseline of what's going on for the month for that sign. Okay, so keep that in mind. Your birth chart will probably be more accurate, but this is still 70 to 75% accurate, and it gives you an idea of what's going on, the underlying sort of energy that's affecting you this month. All right, so we know your ruler is Leo right there, and it's going through Scorpio. So it's a very intense time. This is very family-oriented. This is a lot about emotion. This is about the past. And Mars is also there for a little bit. And so we start off the month, wanting to be close to family and thinking a lot about, those that you care about. And this could have something to do with real estate, land development. And by the way, the new moon this month is also going to be in Scorpio right here, and that's going to highlight the fourth house once again. I'll get to that in a little bit. So as you can see here, there is going to be a lot of sort of development this part of the chart, the fourth and fifth house. Now, the fifth house has a lot to do with creativity and having more fun, and Mars enters Sagittarius on the fourth, late on the fourth into the fifth. So there it is right there. So this is going to be about 4 to 5 weeks of Mars going through Sagittarius in the fifth house, which is usually pretty good for a Leo or a Leo rising. This has a lot to do with creativity, having more fun, spending time with children, traveling, exploring, learning. Mars in Sagittarius is an adventurer, and Leo likes an adventure every now and then. But this really has a lot to do with creativity and being more playful and having a good time and laughing. So this is the underlying energy of the month, even though there'll be a lot of changes and reflection going on. But this will help to soften some of the energy that's coming in for this month. So this is a time of, exploring outside the comfort zones. So see where that takes you, all right? Because right around this time, we also have some weird things going on. Mars will be opposing Uranus, which is the surprise wild card of the zodiac. And here it is in Gemini before it moves back into Taurus. So here we see a Mars opposing Uranus. So I would say watch yourself driving, be aware of epiphanies and realizations that come in out of nowhere, surprises from other people, saying stupid things or, just really shocking you in some way. There is that possibility. And it could come from a child or a loved one too, because of the fifth house. But this is one that in astrology we really have to pay attention to because it could be something startling and you didn't expect it. And the other reason is because the full moon is going to be in Taurus right on the same time. So we have all this energy between the fourth and the fifth that's building up. So here's the Taurus full moon. It's going to be in the 10th house of career and status. versus the sun in Scorpio at the bottom part of the chart. So a full moon in the 10th house has a lot to do with the public, your status, your job, your title, how you're seen in the public. And it's in the sign of Taurus, the sign of values, the sign of money, the material side of life. So maybe you're up for a promotion. Maybe you have a company that you're selling. Maybe there are investments or money matters that you need to take care of involving your job or your company versus your home. Maybe you're thinking about moving, that kind of stuff. Again, I'm putting out possibilities and scenarios, but the real truth is going to be in your own personal chart where this lands. This will be at 13 degrees of Taurus. And so we got to keep an eye on that because the month of November definitely looks like financial matters are on the table the entire month. So whether that's the economy, whether it's the banking system, if you've been following me a while, I've been talking about how they want to implement digital identification. So everyone's going to have to get on there. And unfortunately, it's going to be a way to control the masses, in my opinion. So this is something we have to keep an eye on as well. So there's that full moon that's going to bring something to light. Now, Venus enters Scorpio on the 6th, late on the 6th into the 7th right there. Now, Venus is about money and values. It is about partnerships. And in Scorpio, it becomes very intense. And so this is, it's all or nothing kind of passion. In the 4th house, it has to do with real estate. It has to do with the family. It has to do with all kinds of relationships, whether they're business or personal. So as Venus makes its way through the 4th house for about 4 or 5 weeks, this energy will be in play. It will begin to activate things with a partner or a business partner or something to do with, your home life in some way. Maybe you start redecorating your house. Maybe you want to paint it. Maybe you want to move. All of this itch is going to be, brought out with the Venus in Scorpio. But the past also resurfaces with Scorpio energy. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer are the 3 signs that represent the past. So when we have activation like this, the Sun and Venus in the 4th house, the 4th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house are doorways to the past. And we have planets in every one of them, as you can see here, Jupiter, and of course these 2. And so this brings us into the past. So we're beginning this mindset of going into the past. Hey, remember this, childhood memories, neighborhoods, going back to the past. And maybe it's already started for you, when the sun entered Scorpio. But now it's being amplified even more with Venus in Scorpio. And Venus in Scorpio will definitely be about money and finance, because Scorpio is the other sign that represents money. It's about the financial side and how we use money, where Taurus is the actual physical money. Okay, but both of them are really about finances and investments. Now, here on the 8th, Uranus backtracks into Taurus right there. And now we are definitely looking at the past, what we've done, the jobs we've had, the companies we've had, our value systems, what we believe in. And this, again, could indicate something to do with the financial system outside of your own control, because Taurus is the sign that rules money, and Uranus is innovation and technology. Henceforth, digital identification, digital currency, cryptocurrency, all falls under this umbrella. So for the next couple of months, this is absolutely going to be a major topic, in my opinion, based on the astrology. But in your personal chart, it has to do with maybe going back to something that you've done before. Maybe you had a company, maybe you have a job that you used to do, people interacting with people from the past. And we're seeing this retrograde activate that 10th house. So it could have something to do with your reputation, people in power, all of that stuff that, you've interacted with or had experiences in. So keep an eye on that, because it'll stay retrograde here until 2026. Not retrograde, but I mean it'll be in Taurus until 2026, and then it leaves for good out of that sign. Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th. Yay, more retrogrades. So here is Mercury in Sagittarius, slowing down and in stationary position before it goes retrograde, and it's going to be moving backwards. So now, again, that doorway keeps getting wider for the past situations, past ideas, past communication. All of that stuff resurfaces once again, and this will be for 3 weeks until the end of the month, and we'll get to that later. But Jupiter goes retrograde in Cancer. There it is in stationary position. So now you could see what I'm seeing here, that the astrology is slowing us down for some reason, where we're reevaluating everything in our lives. And Jupiter in Cancer is one of those things that's going to really take hold about the past, the family members, your connection to everyone, and very nostalgic. It's in the 12th house. And so we have all of this energy opening up to the past. So look at it as a doorway. Mercury retrogrades back at the Scorpio, making it even a bigger doorway to the past, because now we have everything activated in the past. The 4th house is the past. All these signs in Scorpio, the past. Neptune and Saturn in Pisces in the 8th house, the past. Jupiter in Cancer in the 12th house, the past, in retrograde. So we see all of these retrogrades right there, retrograde, 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 and Mercury in the retrograde 4th house. So everything's about the past right now at this point, by the time we get to this point in the month. So we have to pay attention, because it's like unfinished business or resolving issues from the past in our subconscious or in our actual physical life, where we're meeting people from the past. Now, what makes this so interesting is the new moon is also in Scorpio around this time, right here in the 4th house. So for those of you that want to move, remodel, spend more time with family, this is a great opportunity. It's a very well aspected new moon, so which means it's very favorable. So this could be a great time to really enjoy your family, or maybe move or remodel in some way, or a lot of emotion. There could be a lot of emotion around this time, because we have a lot of planets in water signs. These are all water signs. You see Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, all water signs. And Uranus is in Taurus, making things more sensitive as well. So the Sun enters Sagittarius on the 21st. This definitely helps out a lot with optimism and the future, and technology, and having more fun and being more playful. So again, this could be a nice positive change after the 21st here, with the Sun going through Scorpio. And of course, on the 29th, Mercury goes direct finally, and it'll start moving out of the 4th house into the 5th house as well. So I see the end of the month actually being an improvement, and we start pushing away from some of this heavy retrograde energy. Okay, so anyway, there you have it. There's the general overview. If you want to know more, I do an extended version of this in my Inner Circle community. And there, we talk about current events. I do the weekly astrology overview. Members get to send me charts, and I look them over for them. They could ask a few questions. We interact on Sunday. Every Sunday, we have a Zoom call, and we share all kinds of ideas and what's going on in the world. And I give you updates on what I see happening. So consider joining. There's a link down below in the description, and I look forward to possibly seeing you in the community. Anyway, have a great month, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.